What's up, everybody? My name's Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast arc. I believe it's like episode 13? No, 14. I think it's 14. But it's nice to be back. I'm happy to be back here, and we're going to be doing this again. I'm hoping next week, my plan is to finally get back on a normal schedule for these uploads. I want to have these come up and come out on the Monday of every week. So, hopefully I can actually end up sticking that and not waiting until Wednesday. I plan to start this week, but procrastination got the best of me, and as you can see, it's coming out on Wednesday. So, I'm hoping to get back on Monday. Please help me accountable. If you guys could do that, please remind me and tell me to stop being such a fucking lazy asshole. So, I can actually get this out for you guys, because I want to get out early in the week, because obviously as this stuff goes on, I'm ending up throwing new things on. It just gets really messy the farther it goes into the week, and I like having it on Monday, because then you have everything. Record Sunday, come out Monday. You don't have to worry about it. It looks nice. And then probably Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided for sure what date I want to have these come out on, but I'm going to start having my manga related stuff and also anime, just my other videos. So one podcast arc and then one of whatever other video I'm doing is to come out on Thursday or Friday. I haven't 100% picked a date yet, maybe Friday, but I also kind of like Thursday because then there's less of a separation between when all the uploads are coming out. I think you have 3 days in between, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you have that, and then you have two more, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So then you have 2 days and 3 days instead of having you'd have 2 days. Well, you'd have it either way, I guess. So, I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a difference. But, anyway, let's get into the news for this week. I hope you guys are all having a good week. And let's get into this. Like the episode before, guys, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel that I deserved it. And, anyway, enjoy the video. A little roundabout way of doing it. But, let's get into the Spring 2021 new licensing announcement for Kodansha and Kodansha Comics and Vertical Inc. Man, this was done in a live stream, and I gotta say some stuff about this live stream, and Kodansha's gonna have to figure something out if they're gonna continue doing it this way, because, man, was this a bit of a weird one. I did not like how they did this. It felt very boring and also really forced. This, whoever the host was did not do a great job at it. I'm not trying to be mean. I know everyone was roasting her in the chat, and I kept saying that she was high because she was so out of it this entire time. Like, she was baked out of her mind. But my God, was that live stream a travesty? It did not flow well. There was a she took a snack break halfway into the series. It was amazing. Like, I couldn't make this up. She straight up just left. I swear to God, it was like 5 to 10 minutes. She was just gone, and we were just left there for no reason besides that she wanted a snack break. Like, why would you not come prepared? Or even a better option than this is to not even do it as a live stream and just do a premiere, pre-record the thing, and then you don't have to worry about this. You can rehearse, you can redo retakes, and it'll be a lot better produced, because actually in the live stream itself and how it was produced transition-wise and quality-wise, it was actually pretty good, except for the end when there was a huge lag spike and everyone was super confused. Although, if we're gonna go conspiracy theories wise, everyone was really mad that Ippo and Blue Lock wasn't announced. So maybe Kodansha was like, "Oops, secret lag spike, and we don't know how this happened," and they just like totally noped out of there, so they didn't have to do it. She was just telling people to go in the surveys and submit the stuff that wasn't licensed. But this was a wild ride. I'm not gonna lie, like, I don't know what they were thinking with this. Like, obviously, I think on paper this looked a lot better than what it actually ended up turning out to be, but man, was this not good at all. Like, in my opinion, man, I did not like how they decided to go with this. But, I mean, whatever. I mean, if it works for them, it works for them. We'll see where this goes on and how they'll do the licensings from now on. It's also interesting because I believe at Anime Expo, these guys aren't doing a panel. I could be wrong, but I didn't see their panel on the schedule. I know Yen Press was there, Viz Meter was there, Dempo was there, and Tokyo Pop was there. I didn't see 7Cs, and I didn't see Kodansha or Vertical. So I don't know if this was in place for licenses because maybe they didn't have a lot, but let's get into the actual licenses here. If we go down, first up, we have Starcrossed and Starcrossed, the latest madcap comedy from Junko, the creator of hit geek girl rom-com manga and anime Kiss Him, Not Me. Azura is a mega fan of Prince for You, an idol group worshipped by girls around the world, but when she tries to save the lead singer's life, they both end up dead instead, and a series of mishaps in heaven put them back on Earth in each other's body. Idol culture is a huge right now with BTS, and this wacky comedy taps into that in the same way Kiss Him Not Me tapped into the yaoi culture. Ugh. Your boy is going to check out of this. Maybe if it was a different concept. I absolutely despise idol culture. I think it's really stupid, in my opinion. I mean, maybe the music's good or whatever. I haven't really ever went in there. Oh, dude. Guys, I just thought of a good video idea. Maybe I should do a video where I delve into idol culture. Like, full on, try to listen to the music, get into it, join the community, and talk with everybody, and try to just figure out what's the deal with idol culture and like BTS and all these and K-pop and all this kind of stuff, because I always found idol culture like really weird, especially like worshiping some of these characters that are up there, not like literally worshiping, but they're just like praising how good they are and just like put them on this pedestal. I don't like it, and especially in like Japan with like people getting like legitimately furious and like dropping bans when they find out they have like if they have like a boyfriend or something. Like idol groups aren't allowed to have like relationships, because like same thing with Simps and like live streams and stuff. Like when you saw the Bernie Sanders girl who was dancing and then they found out she had a boyfriend, she lost like 60,000 followers in a day. That's insane. I just don't understand simp culture. I don't care if you want to like follow her or whatever. I don't care if you even simp for her. I mean, do what you want. It's not my life. I don't really care that much. But I just don't get mentally the idea of going, man, this girl is I'm gonna have a chance with this girl by donating her money, because I just don't get it. It makes no sense to me. But then they find out that someone's they're taken or whatever. It's like, oh my god, how could they do this? Like, why? Like you didn't have a chance before, and that's just me. I don't get it, and I don't really want to get it because I don't really care about sim culture, and I think it's really overrated. But you know, everyone has their own opinions, each their own. Everyone's free to do what they want. I don't really care. You do you, I do me. We live happy day by day. Anyway, next up is the Summer for You manga by Furuya Nagisa. And this is a wisp of summer blossoms between two high school boys finding themselves and each other through a shared love of movies in this dramatic two-novel BL series. Perfect for fans of I Hear Some Punch here. I think all the other ones is going to be a recommendation, but I'm going to pass. Not a yaoi fan. I do like the idea of their love of movies, though, because I love movies, but I'm not a yaoi fan. It's not my thing. It's never really been my thing. So, get a pass on this. And this one is, I believe, a Yuri, but here we go. Chasing After Aoi Koshiba, the story by Hazuki Takeoka, and the art by Fly. The first Yuri girl, manga from the creator of the popular melodrama Masume's Kun's Revenge. Oh, okay. I heard that got decent praise, so I don't know how that's going to actually turn out, but that's cool. Actually, I actually did want to check out Matsume's Revenge, and I think that's the one about this kid who gets bullied he was younger, but then when he grows up, he ends up finding out that the girl goes to the same school, and he plans to get back because he's all hot now. At her high school reunion, a woman reminisces about the shallow girl she was in high school and her absent first love who taught her so much. Oh, okay. So it's just like kind of like Matsume's with like, I'm not shallow, but like the shallow girl part, I guess. I don't know what's in Matsume's Revenge, and I don't know if they end up getting together. I don't want to confirm or deny that. And here is something I'm just going to skip past because, my god, does this series have too many spinoffs, and I absolutely hate it. Like, why does this need so many spinoffs? It makes no sense at all. Cells at Work, baby. Check it out if you like Cells at Work. I'm going to throw it in the trash before you even buy it. Next up, we have Haru's Curse. Now, this one is actually something that Next up, we have Haru's Curse. Now, this is a manga that I'm actually interested in. I really like the concept of this. I like the synopsis for it, so let's get into that, and then I'll talk about it in a second. Haru's Curse by Asuka Konishi, and this is: after Natsume's younger sister and best friend Haru dies at the age of 19, she begins dating Haru's fiancé Togo, on the condition that he take her only to places she had taken her sister. The relationship deepens as the seasons pass, but Haru's curse lies between them. Will there be happiness after Haru's curse is broken? I like the concept of this. The whole it is weird, like, dating your sister's fiance after not only she died, but then refusing to go to any new places. She's like, you can only take me to places she's been, because that makes any sense, but I don't know why. But hey, that's going to probably be explained in the manga, and hopefully it does, because that is a wild concept that I want to know why. But this actually seems pretty cool. The release date's February 2021. I'm excited for this one. I actually do really like my rom-coms, and this is like overcoming tragedy, but also finding love through it in a very weird and twisted way, but that's the way Japan does it, and that's the way it's enjoyable, and I kind of like it. So, it's going to be cool. I'm excited to see how Haru's Curse, what it's like, and what even is Haru's Curse. Maybe it's dying while you're in love, but who knows? Maybe it's like that. I watched this one anime And it's basically about, it's this girl who was gonna get married to someone who was her fiance, but then he dies because he was like ill and he had like health problems. He dies, and then somebody else comes in and moves into his life, like her life, and she begins to try to move past it. She feels like she's stuck and doesn't really feel like she deserves to move on from him or should move on from him. So, in a weird way, also not a weird way, but weirdly happens is the ghost of her fiance is still there and ends up talking to the guy who's trying to make moves on him, and it's basically a story of her overcoming it and the afterlife version of her boyfriend getting over it and learning to move on and knowing that he has to give his fiance, the girl that he loved, to somebody else because he can no longer take care of her in that life. It's actually pretty interesting. I thought it was a bit weird and like I like the concept of it. It was a bit strange, but overall, it was actually pretty enjoyable. There's some boring parts in it. I wouldn't say it's perfect. I'd give it like a 6.5. I forgot what it's called, then I can't remember, and I'm not going to remember. So let's move on. And then we have last up A School Frozen in Time by Naoshi Arakawa, based on the novel by Mizuki Suzumura. Now, if you guys don't know who Naoshi Arakawa is, that is the person who did Your Lie in April. Now, here it is, and where is this? There it is, the second paragraph. On a snowy day like any other, classmates and childhood friends Horishi and Mizuki arrive at schools only to find the campus eerily empty. Before long, they find themselves trapped inside with 6 other friends, and even strangers. All the clocks but stopped at a very specific moment, the exact time when a former classmate jumped off the roof to their death 3 months earlier. It turns out that this departed friend is a way out of their current predicament and may even be among their group. But no one can remember who it was that took their own life on that sad day. A student must face themselves and their past memories to piece together the identity of this suicide victim or risk a similar fate with their lives lost and forgotten inside the frigid school walls. I like this. I like the concept of this. Naoki Arakawa, I mean, I don't know if he's really... I don't know how much it's going to be different from the actual... Wait, is it based... Yeah, it says it's based on a manga, so... And I mean a novel, so I don't know how much it's going to be changed from the novel to this, but it's going to be cool. In my opinion, I think it's going to be cool. Just based on first impressions and the synopsis, I think it seems cool. I think it seems okay, maybe. I don't want to just be like, it's great! 100%! But... hopefully it's good. I mean, Naoshi made a name for himself with Your Lie in April, so I have high hopes for this, and being as he's not even having to write it, it's just going to be his art, but at the same time, it does have a really cool idea and synopsis of maybe, I think it's going to be the kid on the cover. That's just going to be my guess. It's either going to be him or Mizuki. There's no way it's not going to be one of those two who killed themselves, or who committed suicide 3 months earlier. The only way to find out is to read it, and it looks like it's going to be a multi-series, because there's volume 1 there, and I believe... Oh no, Haru's Curse is also going to be a multi-series. I thought that was going to be a 1 volume. Are these all multiple series, or any of them? This one's 2 volumes. Okay, they're all multiple series. I thought one of them was maybe a one-shot, but apparently I was wrong. Oh, yeah, if you guys don't know, you didn't see I was getting an anime. There we go. And School Frozen in Time. So basically, these last 2 are pretty much the only 2 that I really care about. Is this vertical? Yeah, of course it's vertical. Vertical seems better, is way better to me than Kodansha, in my opinion. Not in, like, the opinion that, not in the thing, like, I mean, they're the same company at this point. I believe they merged, and I just find a lot of their titles on Vertical a lot better overall. Not to say Kodansha doesn't have absolutely amazing titles and stuff like that. Just when, like, these new licenses come out and stuff like this, or what I've been seeing at least, is maybe in the past, Kodansha's been better, but as these new licenses come out and we see these new series that they're releasing, more and more I see myself going towards Vertical over Kodansha. But anyway, next up we have... Oh, this was supposed to be in the last half. Is it? Oh, wait, no. Okay, no. This is the anime section. I tried to divide it, anime and manga, but I wanted to do the licenses first and forgot that I was supposed to do that. But anyway, the 3rd season of Golden Kamuy, first key visual for an October 2020 premiere. Now, I want to talk about Golden Kamuy because I absolutely love this anime. I'm collecting all the manga, but here's the thing. Now, I get to watch the anime. Screw the manga. I'm going to keep collecting it because I think it's absolutely amazing, but... I love the anime. It's where I started, and it's where I want to finish it. It has one of the best dubs out there. If you guys want to see something that is good for a new dub that's not My Hero Academia or some crazy shit, or just, like, some really popular shonen, go to Golden Kamuy. My God, from what I remember, The dub is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. It's so good and so well voiced. And the animation quality is so good. It has some of the best OPs and endings. It's so underrated. I can't believe nobody talks about how great this is. Like, the OPs are. And I believe the endings, I don't remember. Winding Road was an ending. And that is Winding Road by Man with a Mission. Then you have Dawn and Sayori. And there's a couple other ones, but I don't remember them right there. But those are my two biggest ones that I can remember. But I cannot wait for Season 3 because we know, if you don't know what happens, or if you don't know what happens at the end of Season 2, I won't spoil it. But basically something crazy happens with a Sherpa. And I'm not going to say again as to what it is. If you guys have seen it or read it, you know what happens. And I cannot wait to see where this goes. I'm so hyped because I love this series so much, and I can't wait to see the anime. I was a bit nervous. I was getting reading ahead in the manga because I was rereading it. I actually reread it all because it's been so long since I've actually read it or watched it. So actually have it come out right now is a perfect time because I'm already caught up with the manga. I just got caught up to where the anime is. It's finally starting to go ahead. So to get back in the anime, I'm going to wait for it because it's just in my heart. It's where I should be watching it. It's where it feels right. And if you guys like Golden Kamuy, or I don't know, or if you like Golden Kamuy and you've only read the manga, I could recommend the anime. I would 100%, if you want to watch it, it's really good and it's worth it. But if you haven't read Golden Kamuy and you want to choose either between the anime or the manga, honestly, either way is a perfect choice because the manga does so many things right in its own. His art is absolutely fantastic, and so is his storytelling and funny faces. But in my opinion, I like the anime more. It's just basically, it's on the premise that I watched it first. I'm just going to be real. It's because I watched it first, and it's just in my heart. That's what is Golden Kamuy to me, and with the dubbed actors, top tier, so good. Watch it if you haven't. It's one of the best seinen series that's getting released right now, and it's one of the best seinen series of all time. You can quote me on that. I don't care if people say I'm wrong. Anyway, next up we have Aya to Meho. Aya and the Witch anime film has released its first visuals and stills. So this is by Ghibli. This is their first full-length 3D CG anime, and man, this first visual right here with all the characters playing the instruments doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty okay and looks like it could be fluid or whatever. But when you go to this next panel, when it shows 6 different shots, you have a couple ones that look pretty okay. Like there's one in the top right with her looking at a book and then a cat staring at her, and then this one in the second row with the on the left, and then you have like these people with like curly crazy hair. It looks pretty okay. I mean, I can't complain about it. In the bottom left, this old girl with blue hair and like purple lipstick looks right. I mean, it doesn't look bad, right? But here's where I get worried. It is in the top left and then the second row right. I will get to the second row right because that's the reason I'm worried right there is that face. But this first one, like all lined up like Annie, does not look well animated. It does not look good to me, and like I don't like the way this visual looks. It looks very, very like they look like Play-Doh. They look like gumbo or something. This is not something I am really looking forward to. I'm really doubtful for this, and I really don't know how it's gonna turn out. I hope it's better than this, and obviously with the first one, it looked a lot better, and I was a lot more hopeful. But when I saw these panels, like, look at how generic a lot of these girls' faces and how weirdly stretched, and like it looks like they have sunburn or like some like skin disease because it's just red and spotty and doesn't look normal. I don't know. Maybe it's just my eyes going out on me, but it does not look good in the slightest. Those like pigtails, like she's some kind of like stag beetle, is not anything desirable or visually appealing. It's just not, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. And then, my God, that bottom right, not bottom right one, that second to bottom right one, second row right, looks absolutely horrendous. My God, it looks like one of those, like, kids channels that sing, you know, when they're doing all the kid songs and how badly animated and how weirdly they look. That's what this looks like to me. It looks so bad. Like, she's just standing there blankly, like, why the hell was I animated so bad? And he's like, the animators are like, oh, we're done. And Aya's right here is like, oh, are you sure you're done? But it does not look good. I am not hopeful for this at all. I hate this. I really, really don't like this. And we'll see where it goes. Only time will tell, and when it actually comes out, I could be very wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see how it ends up turning out. Ghibli, obviously, they've known for doing amazing job on plenty of different other things, and they're really good at what they've done. They have a good track record, so hopefully they can actually pull this through and do it right. So, next up, we have Whiskers Away. And if you guys want to see my full opinions on Whiskers Away, I have a new video series I'm trying. It's a Let's Talk About, but I'm slowly transitioning to more of a video commentary. I want to do one where it's more like something like Hiding in Public, Manime or something like that. All those people who do more like discussions on what's actually inside the anime instead of a review. So I'm trying my first hand at that. I haven't done the actual visual part of that, like that step where you're shooting all the scenes and all that kind of thing in that style. So I'm going to work more towards that as I go forward in these kind of videos. But right now it's just a let's talk about what I thought about it and the whole concept of escapism that is within Whiskers Away. I absolutely love this movie. I gave it a 9 out of 10 at the end of that because that's the important part of it. If you guys want to see what I thought, like what this movie conveyed to me and kind of the intricacies of it, first I'd recommend you go watch it before you watch that video because I don't want you guys to get spoiled because it's amazing on its own. And I love it so much. It is one of my top 5. It's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I would say right now, number 1 through 5. Let me try to. Okay, I know for sure A Silent Voice, Makia When the Promised Flower Blooms, and Your Name are all in the top 3. Those can be switched. They get switched every now and again. Sometimes it's Silent Voice, sometimes it's Makia, and then sometimes it's Your Name, depending on how I'm feeling on that day. Because I'm so quirky. I'm such a crackhead. You guys ever hear like white girls say that? Like, oh, you're just such a crackhead, girl. Oh, it's so cringy. I hate it. And anyway. Then I have, like I said, A Whiskers Away, and what was the other one that I had on? I'm trying to remember just so I don't say it. Not Anthem of the Heart. That's another Maria Okada one, but it's pretty good, but it's not my top 5. Lou Over the Wall might be in there. Not Lou Over the Wall. Yeah, Lou Over the Wall, that is what it is. I really like that one. It was really wacky, but I really like what is his name? Oh, man, I'm not going to remember his name. Let me look it up while I'm talking about this and make sure that is actually the right one that I'm talking about. But what is the other one that was, what is it? Momo's, A Letter to Momo was on there for a little bit, but obviously it tanked once I saw better things. That was just because that was a earlier series for me. That was one of the first movies I watched. So when you've watched under 5 movies, it's not like that hard to be in your top 5 when you haven't even seen 5. So what is this? Masaki Uesha, that's what it was. I was like Makashi or something like that, but yeah, it's Masashi. He is a fantastic director, and I really like this. I want to see Ride Your Wave also. That was really good. Also, one of the most underrated and might be breaking into my top 5 is Penguin's Highway. I really like that movie. I thought it was really underrated. I never hear anybody talk about it, but it's an absolutely fantastic film. And if you want to see a good movie, a good anime movie that you probably never heard of or never seen, check out Penguin's Highway because that is extremely underrated. It's such a fantastic film. But anyway, next up we have One Piece will be resuming on June 28th. Toei, here to all our fans, we're happy to announce that both One Piece and our brand new series Digimon Adventure will resume their broadcast in Japan starting on June 28th. Both series will also resume on simulcast streaming accordingly. New episodes of Digimon Adventure will begin from episode number 4, and One Piece will kick off its new episode run with episode 930. Thank you for all your patience. Please continue to stay safe and healthy. Welcome back. So, it's nice to see One Piece is back in there. Oda Sensei is back, even though he never really left. It's kind of interesting that this is on 930 and that One Piece is on 983, so it's only like 50 episodes behind on something that's chapter-wise, but obviously they're way behind in the story, but it's cool to see. I just thought it was kind of interesting, and it's nice to see that One Piece is coming back, so if you're excited for One Piece, or you were wondering where it was going to come back, here you go, June 28th. It's coming back. It's going to be great. I mean, it's what they always does, and that's what they put their money into. Next up, for our transitional piece, we have Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and moving its partners to Facebook Gaming. Ninja Shroud and other major streamers are free to stream on Twitch again. This is insane. First off, any streamer who wasn't the major on Mixer is screwed. Oh my god, they are ruined for the most part. I wouldn't say they're 100% ruined, but they are screwed so badly. All the people who made their living on Mixer on something that already wasn't doing crazy well is probably why they moved to Facebook. But it's just sad to see all these small people getting screwed over and the uncertainty of all this. I wonder if like Mixer might move all the accounts and stuff to Facebook Gaming so they can start streaming there with their same amount of followers, move all the followers and everything like that. I don't know how it's going to work. It's going to be interesting to see how this actually turns out, but all I know is Shroud and Ninja made out with bank, and they're going to just go back to Twitch now and make bank. It's just, they're just going to just make tons of money, and they don't even care. They got so much money for these deals, they didn't even have to wait out for the entire term of the contract, and now they're free to stream on Twitch again to make even more money. These people are going to be balling out of their mind. They're going to have so much money that, you know the phrase, they're drowning in a sea of money. These people are going to have so much money that they're able to not drown in the sea of money, but they're going to be able to make a yacht above their sea of money with money and just sail across their ocean of money. It's just going to be insane how much they're going to make and how well they got out of this situation. It's crazy. I cannot believe this, but I can kind of see it from a business standpoint. If you're failing, you got to do whatever you can to kind of recover as much money as you can. Sad to see Mixer going because we needed some kind of competition for Twitch. Maybe YouTube Gaming can step it up now that there's even less competition. Facebook Gaming is not going to do shit. I don't even know anybody who streams on Facebook Gaming or anybody who be like, yeah, Facebook Gaming is where I want to start off my streaming. I just don't see that happening. Twitch is going to be the overlord for a while, and they're getting more and more strict, especially with that copyright stuff, when they're now going to be a lot more stricter, more YouTube style with their copyright. No thank you, no good. I don't like. Twitch is becoming very, very, they're monopolized their kind of area for the most part, and not 100%. There's still other competition and stuff like that, but they just don't have any serious competition right now, or anybody's taking live streaming seriously. They just kind of let Twitch what they're doing. YouTube can 100% if they want to. They could just overhaul their live streaming thing and just take out Twitch if they really, really wanted to. But they're focused on other things right now, I guess, and Twitch is an overlord who's kind of getting greedy with power. So we'll see how that ends up paying off with them, and maybe a competitor or something else will take their throne from them. But anyway, next up, we have Spy X Family, A Man and His Cat win the 4th Annual Tsutaya Comic Award. Now, Spy X Family and A Man and His Cat took home the top 2 spots for this year's Tsutaya Comic Grand Prize competition. The results were announced at the ceremony on Wednesday. Winners were selected based on submitted votes by readers through a special page set up on the Comic Space Review website and Twitter. Competing manga with limited to series with 5 or less volumes as of March 1st, 2020. Now, I'm not really surprised that Spy X Family won. I am kind of interested that number 2 was A Man and His Cat, because I never knew it was that popular. I know Square Enix is going to release it, but I never really thought it was that interesting of a series. It's just an old dude chilling with his cat. I don't really get what's the crazy concept of it, but to each their own, right? We all like what we do. I mean, I'm a sucker for any kind of rom-com. I'll eat that shit up. Like, it's just Sunday dinner. I don't care. So, anyway, the number 1 spot, Spy X Family. Props to Tatsuya Endo. He knows how to make a good series. I wish if you want to see my full opinions of it, here's another card. It is my review on Spy X Family, so you can go see all that. Man's Cat, obviously never heard of, or not that I haven't heard of it. I don't know anything about it, and I haven't read it. But congratulations for getting number 2. Number 3 goes to my new boss is Goofy. Don't know anything about it. I don't even think it's licensed in English. The Dangers in My Heart. Don't think this one's either licensed in English at all either. And then we have The Way of the House Husband. I thought this series was kind of overrated. I felt the gimmick ran stale. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of other people who really like it. Again, do what you do. It's not my thing. I thought the first 2 volumes were funny, but then the whole concept of him just running over and just be like, oh, Yakuza, I'm nervous, crazy Yakuza thing. And then it just spins it where it's not. The gimmick ran old for me, and I really didn't find it as funny as what it once was. Cool concept, though, and if other people enjoy it, other people do, because that's what it is. I still like Mitsuma's Ghost Security Service, and that's the same thing like that, but it's just whatever you choose to stick. It's comedy subjective. Anyway, next up we have My Dress Up Darling. I'm excited to see this. This is mainly about cosplaying and a girl who is into cosplaying but really doesn't know how to make the clothing for it, and a guy who's kind of antisocial who makes traditional Japanese dolls, kind of helping her with the cosplay thing. It's going to be interesting to see how this one actually, I believe it's also a rom-com, but it's going to be cool to see this one. I'm excited for My Dress Up Darling. I believe Volume 1's finally coming to me. Right Stuff finally shipped my stuff. It took them 3 years, but my God, it's finally getting there. I understand why it took them long, but man, I wanted my stuff. I literally have 3 months of stuff back ordered right now. Finally coming in. I'm gonna get this ginormous box. My next manga haul is gonna be pretty nice though. Anyway, next up we have Miyako-chan, don't know what it is. Yantacha Gal no Anjo-san, don't know what that is. Shikamori's not just a cutie. This one's gonna be this one is licensed by Kodansha Comics, and I am gonna check this out. I've been seeing a lot of this recently. For some reason, I've seen it on Reddit, and then I'm seeing it winning this, and then another award category that's gonna be on that I'm gonna show is also up here. This is so weird to me. This one's up here that I've read the first chapter, first couple chapters of this, totally legally, not illegally, and it was, I don't know. I just don't get the gimmick of it. I mean, I get the gimmick of it, but I just don't see it, how crazy great this is to actually start doing, be doing so well. And I don't know. I want to get Volume 1 just out of sheer curiosity, just to see why everyone thinks this is so popular. It also makes me want to start a new series, and I'm going to start this new series. It's called What's With the Hype With? And my plan is to do this on series that are either becoming a new series that is super popular in either America or Japan, and just do a series on maybe how the sales are doing, what the series is about, and just basically how I can try to tell you guys why I think it's so popular. And I'm going to try to do that with Shikamori's Not a Cutie, and then also Cuckoo's Fiancé, because my god, there's apparently this thing blowing up and it's starting to be everywhere. So that's kind of my idea, and there's some future plans and new series that I'm looking forward to starting, and hopefully I can actually do that and dedicate some time to it. But anyway, next up we have the nominees for the reader-chosen Tsugi ni Kuru Manga Awards for 2020. The manga nominees were announced for the 6th Tsugi Up-and-Coming Manga Award. This year had 4,768 entries, more than twice as many as last year. 50 nominees were selected for each category. The following nominees are currently available in English. So these are all the ones that you could read English that were a nominee for this out of the 50. So for print, Gravity Boys, my god, is this series absolutely terrible. I don't know why. Who voted for this? It's not even funny or good. All the characters suck. I hate this series. How is it even still in Shonen Jump anymore? I'm pretty sure it got canceled. How is it in the top? It's not winning. It's just insane that this is even up here. Undead Unluck might win if I had to choose out of all the. Actually, no, Mashley's gonna win if it's gonna be out of these new ones. But what the hell did I just do? But Undead Unluck, I do like Undead Unluck. It's not bad. I like the gimmick of it. I like the concept of it. The twist it has, and the fights are pretty interesting. Also, the whole thing of them having to complete quests, and if they don't, there's a penalty. And also the threat of Ragnarok coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna keep reading this one. This one's actually doing pretty well for me. I don't know if it's gonna actually stick around, but we might, because everything's ending and they're just shoving more and more series in here. And we'll get on to a new series that is in Shonen Jump that came out this week, but man, they really pumping series out because so many things are ending. But anyway, next, Prince Freya, don't know anything about it. Whisper Me a Love Song, don't know anything about it. Deadbound Deathway, I actually do like this one. Don't think it's going to win, but it's a reverse isekai where the Demon Lord actually dies in that realm and then comes to the Earth world and all the kind of stuff that he gets into. It's a serious action thing where he the girl's not even a yandere, she's just a straight up psychopath. It's actually I actually genuinely like the concept of this manga, and it's actually pretty entertaining, and I've had a lot of fun reading it so far. Next up we have Mashley Magic and Muscles. You guys probably know what this is about, but basically it is this dude Mash, who doesn't really have any powers in the magic world, but is insanely overpowered, and basically that's the gimmick of it, where he has no powers and everyone else has powers, but he's still overpowered as all hell. He's like One Punch Man, basically, where he just destroys everybody. He doesn't have to try. It's a genuinely funny series. I do really enjoy it. I don't like it as probably much as other people do. I know a lot of people absolutely love this series, and just, my god, will they die for it? I just think it's a good series. I can understand why people like it so much, and I don't think the art is really that good, in my opinion. I think there's some moments where it's pretty decent and pretty good, but overall I find it below average, and I find the story and characters are what carries it, and that's fine. I mean, Demon Slayer, I think the same thing. I think the art is okay in Demon Slayer, but I think the story and characters are what carries that series too. Anyway, next up we have Mitsuma Security Spirit Busters. Like I said in the last, earlier on in this podcast, I love this series, Mitsuma Security. I find it so funny. Every week, I thought it was going to get stale to me, but this concept of this guy who's afraid of ghosts, and also is supposed to exercise them. I thought the gimmick would run old, but it's managed to stay so fresh and switch up and change as it goes on throughout these series, and it stayed so funny and so well. I love it so much. I think it's so good, and it's one of the best series that are in Shonen Jump right now, or out of the newcomers, in my opinion. I hope it stays around. It's the best gag comedy manga that is out in Shonen Jump, again, in my opinion, but I really like it, and I think it deserves to stay. I hope it wins, but I don't really see it doing that. A Sign of Affection, don't know what it is. Mission Yozakura Family, okay series. I find that they, again, go too episodic with this series instead of going for a more story-driven focus. There was kind of a bit earlier on, but it's just kind of really devolved into a story, short comedy thing that each episode's its own thing, but it's just some comedy thing that goes on with maybe some heartwarming moment in it with not a lot of room for character development or progress in the actual story. I don't know if he's going to actually end up turning it into a more episodic and arc-like thing, or at least have an arc in any sense in here. We'll see how that ends up turning out. But anyway, next up, we have Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie. Again, this is what I'm checking out for twice in a row it got awarded, so I want to know so bad, and my curiosity has been piqued to a point where I'm probably going to think this thing's terrible no matter what, because I'm just my hype level is just like, how good can this be that is so popular? Anyway, next up we have I Fell in Love, so I'm streaming it. Don't know what this is. Heterogenia Linguist, don't know what it is. And Archdemus Dilemma, don't know what it is. Love Yamana. By not know what it is, I mean I haven't read it. Tis Time for Torture. I skipped that on purpose because this is the best of the web manga. In my opinion, it is so funny. It's another great comedy series. Basically, the princess for the kingdom is a war for demons and humans, and the princess and also the head warrior, strongest person of the human realm, has been captured, and then she gets tortured. But as you can see, torture is in quotation marks, so the torture might not be what you expected. I find this genuinely one of the funniest, heartwarming, just nice, relaxing series that comes out every Monday that I cannot wait for every time it comes out. I love it. I read it every time it comes out, right when it comes out. I try to read it right when it comes out, at least on the day. And it's just so good, and it's so well done. I think it's one of the best series that are getting released in Shonen Jump Plus, which is what it's in. And I hope it continues to come out because it is so good. It is so funny. The art is fantastic. The characters are really, really funny. I love it so much. But anyway, next up, we have Guardian of the Witch is ending. Now let's all do this together. I had you guys clap last week in honor of this. Now let's all sing it goodbye. You all know it, so sing along once I do it. Na 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 na, na 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 na. Hey hey hey, goodbye. My God, was this mid-rank series canned pretty quickly. And the next one to come is probably Mori King, or that's what I hope it is. I don't know if it's going to be Mori King. I just hope it is, because I hate that series. I don't get why anybody likes it. I think it actually ranked pretty high, and I don't understand that at all. It blows my mind. So, I mean, you do it is what it is. Again, my opinion is subjective. And anyway, this year's 29th issue of the Seshiwa's Weekly Shonen Jump magazine published the last chapter of Ayashi Sakano's Guardian of the Witch. This is also by the assistant of Black Clover. So I think it had a genuinely good concept at the beginning with him trying to save her, but it came off very Demon Slayer and Black Clover. It just felt like a clone of those two, and it didn't really feel very unique. And there wasn't really anything super interesting of it. He ends up forsaking his thing and going off, and then immediately Demon Slayering by immediately going to a training arc, which isn't new to Demon Slayer either. But something about Demon Slayer was able to be a lot more genuine and heartwarming and engaging than this training arc, and it was also a very rushed training arc. Also, after they run away, you're just like, oh, okay, and then they lose. It's just not that good. It's okay at best. It's a very forgettable series. I wouldn't recommend reading it because it obviously only has 19 chapters, so what's the point? And it wasn't that good anyway. I'm sad to see it. I'm not sad to see it go, but I'm sad to see that all this guy's hard work get taken down so quickly. But what you gotta do, what you gotta do. It can't stay forever if it's not good enough. It's a business at the end of the day. You gotta put out quality. If people don't like it, people don't like it. That is how it is. Sad to see it go in the sense of I'm sad to for him to have to stop his work, but hopefully his next series is even better, and it gets to stay in for far, far longer. And I wish nothing but for the best for Ayashi Sakano, and best of luck to him. Anyway, last up, we have the new series for Shonen Jump, and that is Magu-Chan, God of Destruction. Now, what do I think about this series? I like it. I like it more than Mori King. I definitely found it a lot more funny than Mori King. I never felt like it was a struggle to get through it, and I also really liked these two's dynamic, although it felt a little bit weird being the first chapter and how friendly, like abnormally friendly she was to the monster. But overall, there was parts in this that genuinely got me to laugh. I don't think it's going to last. I don't really hear anybody talking about it, and I haven't really heard much about it with other things on Twitter or from my friends or anything like that. So it's kind of, don't really know how it's going to stick. We'll have to see how the ranking works, obviously. But so far, I do find it funny. I do think it's good. I don't know how it's going to last. And this character on the side, her friend, who is a guy, the main character is an orange-haired girl with a demon lord, or like the most powerful god in the world or something. He's a god of destruction. That's what it's called, god of destruction. He's the god of destruction. He's super powerful, and he only knows how to destroy. But she is just overly friendly. Even though she has a tough life, she's never really wishes for any harm or ill will on anybody, which is a foreign concept to this monster or god. And I like the dynamic that they're developing. It felt a little weird that she was too so friendly to this crazy thing and just kind of accepted it. But you got to start the story out somewhere where it doesn't feel abnormal. So I believe more of the reader's perspective is going to be more portrayed in her best friend, and to see this kind of wacky stuff that you're going to get in. He's going to be the voice of reason. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Basically, he can only really destroy things, and that's what I thought that he was good for. But she's going to slowly warm up his heart and change him. He names him Magu, I believe his name is. Yeah, Magu. Yeah, that's his name. She ends up naming him at the end of this. It's genuinely funny. The art's pretty good, and I'm excited to see where this is going to go. Don't really see it lasting, though, in my opinion. I don't know if it's going to end up staying out, especially with you have Mori King, Mitama, and this, and Yozakara. I would even put in the category of this comedy kind of style. So with 4 of them in there, one of them is going to end up going, and my hope is either Yozakara, Magu, or Mori King, because I have such a favoritism towards Mitama. I'll be so bummed. Last Sayori, everyone apparently thought it was kind of mid, but my god, was that series good. I don't care what anybody says. I love the concept of it. The art was really good. The concept of it was cool. They didn't even sexualize the sister. And I get it, because it kind of is coming out when Demon Slayer was already coming out, so there's already this sister-saving thing going on. Or not really. I guess he doesn't really save a sister, but you'd have to read it to it. I would recommend you, actually, even though that one's actually pretty short and not that long. It got robbed. There was so much potential for it. The actions were so cool. I hope he comes back. I really hope he comes back really, really bad. Because I want a new series by him, because I was really hopeful for that. It was the same thing when I was reading Black Torch, and when his series ends, I was super bummed to see that it was only 5 volumes long. I have all 5 volumes. I absolutely love his art and his storytelling, and I've been reading Heart Gear ever since that came out. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast arc, and as always, I will see you in another video.